Imagine this scenario. You are a senior DevOps engineer at a Fortune 500 company. You see a notification for a standard software update from a trusted vendor you've used for years. It's a routine patch. You authorize it. The code passes your firewall. It passes your antivirus. It deploys to your entire network. 3 weeks later, the FBI is at your door. You didn't install a patch. You installed a backdoor for a nation-state actor. You didn't just compromise your machine. You compromised 18,000 organizations, including the US government. This isn't science fiction. This actually happened to SolarWinds in one of the most devastating breaches in history. The game has changed. We are no longer just defending against hackers breaking in. We are defending against the software we invite in. Today, we are going to talk about the weaponization of trust and the one engineering document that stops it cold. Welcome to SecureCyberMart, your trusted cybersecurity news source. If you are a computer science student or a researcher watching this, I want you to look at the code you are writing right now. Chances are, you didn't write 90% of it. You imported it. You pulled libraries from NPM, PyPI, or Maven. You built a skyscraper on a foundation someone else poured. Today, I want to take you from point A, where you blindly trust that NPM install is safe, to point B, becoming an engineer who demands verifiable transparency. We are going to break down the concept of the Software Bill of Materials, or SBOM. We will explore why supply chain hacks have jumped over 300% in recent years, and how we use SBOMs to turn a vulnerability response from weeks into minutes. If you care about your digital safety and your future employability as a DevSecOps engineer, hit that subscribe button right now. You're going to want to stay updated on this. Section 1. The anatomy of a supply chain attack. To defeat the enemy, you have to understand the weapon. Modern software isn't written, it is assembled. It is a supply chain of third-party components, open-source libraries, and vendor APIs. Attackers know they cannot breach your firewall, so they poison the well upstream. Think about that. Why spend months trying to hack a specific bank when you can hack the library that every bank uses to process login forms? Analysts predict the global cost of these attacks will hit $60 billion by 2025. This is because detection is a nightmare. In the SolarWinds attack, the malware was digitally signed by the vendor. It looked legitimate. It is social engineering at its finest, but applied to code signatures. So here is how it works in a weakest link attack. Strategy 1. The attacker compromises a developer's account at a small, open-source project. Strategy 2. They inject malicious code into a minor update. Strategy 3. That update gets pulled into a larger framework, which gets pulled into an enterprise application. You are the firewall, but you are blind to what is inside that application. Now let's talk about the solution. The SBOM. The most accurate analogy is this. It is a nutrition label for software. If a grocery store finds out a specific batch of peanuts is contaminated with salmonella, they don't throw away every food item in the store. They look at the labels. They know exactly which cookies, sauces, and snacks contain that specific peanut batch. They recall only those items. Without an SBOM, software security is like that grocery store without labels. When a vulnerability is discovered, you have to chemically test every single product. In software terms, this means manually scanning millions of lines of code across thousands of servers to see if you are using the bad library. This actually happened with Log4j. When that vulnerability hit, IT teams spent weeks, literally weeks, scrambling to find where that logging library was hiding. With an SBOM, that response time drops from weeks to minutes. You have a machine-readable inventory. You query your master list. Do we have Log4j version 2.14? The system says, yes, in these 3 containers. You patch them. Done. This isn't just compliance. This is operational survival. For the CS students watching, let's move from what to how. How do you actually build this? You don't write an SBOM by hand in Excel. That is low-tech, but not hack-proof. Here is your implementation checklist for a secure pipeline. First, integration. You need to integrate SBOM generation directly into your CI/CD pipeline. Whether you are using Jenkins, GitHub Actions, or GitLab, the SBOM should be a build artifact. Just like your compiled binary, the SBOM is generated every time you commit code. Second, tooling. There are powerful open-source tools available right now. Syft and Gripe from Anchor. Dependency Track from OWASP. Trivy from Aqua Security. These tools scan your repositories and container images to generate the manifest automatically. Third, standards. You will face a choice between formats. The two heavyweights are SPDX, System Package Data Exchange, and CycloneDX. SPDX is the ISO standard, heavy on licensing and intellectual property info. CycloneDX is lightweight, security-focused, and born from the OWASP community. For most of you building security tools, CycloneDX is likely where you will start. But knowing the difference is critical for your thesis or your job interview. This is where the digital professor in me needs you to pay attention. Generating the SBOM is only half the battle. You have to manage it. An SBOM is a snapshot in time. If you update a library tomorrow, yesterday's SBOM is trash. It's digital artifacting. Now, let's look at where the industry is going. If you're looking for a thesis topic that will get you hired, listen closely. The next frontier is SBOM for AI and machine learning. Think about that. A standard software SBOM lists files and libraries. But what is an AI model? It's a set of weights, biases, and training data. If you download a pre-trained model from Hugging Face, do you know what data it was trained on? Do you know if the weights have been tampered with to introduce a backdoor? Current SBOM standards are struggling to define how to list the ingredients of a neural network. This is a massive unsolved research gap. We need data bills of materials, DBOMs, and model bills of materials, MBOMs. Here is another challenge: SBOM quality. If you run Syft and Trivy on the same repository, they often produce different results. Why? Because dependency resolution is complex. Solving this inconsistency, creating a source of truth, is a gold standard research problem. This is your opportunity. The industry is desperate for tools that can verify the integrity of AI supply chains. We are entering an era where seeing is believing is the most dangerous mindset you can have. You cannot trust the software update just because the vendor logo is on it. You cannot trust the library just because it has 10,000 stars on GitHub. You need to verify. You need visibility. You need an SBOM. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It helps us spread this safety message to more people who need it. And don't forget to subscribe to SecureCyberMart. We post weekly updates on cybersecurity news, tech news, and how to stay safe online. Check the description for links to the open source tools we mentioned, Syft, Trivy, and the SBOM standards. Remember, technology cannot replicate human intuition. If you are paying attention, you are the firewall. Thank you for watching. Stay skeptical, stay secure.